There is no right or wrong answer for a question that asks for your opinion, but there is definitely a wrong way to answer it. Today you'll learn how to take any position and defend it with conviction. Welcome to Smart Path SG, where every student can learn, grow, and succeed. Welcome. This is the final episode of our 3-part series on English Oral SBC practice. 4 things we'll cover. First, the 3 positions you can take and when to use each. Then 3 model answers, 1 for each position, followed by vocabulary upgrade, concession language, follow-up prep, and finally your checklist for English Oral AL1. Now, question 3. Do you think the school holidays are long enough? Why or why not? The conversation has widened one more time, from a specific exhibition to a place of interest of your choice, and now to your opinion on how students spend their time outside school. Try bridge the conversation from question 2 to 3 naturally. Something like, thinking about places like the Science Center or gardens by the bay. Those are exactly the kinds of things I would love to do during the holidays. But that requires time that is actually free, not squeezed between tuition sessions. Conversation flows from here. You could take any of the 3 positions, yes, no, or it depends, all fully defensible. Yes, if you genuinely feel holidays give sufficient time to rest and pursue interests, when used wisely. No. If you feel the reality of tuition and enrichment means free time is scarce, even during holidays. Balanced tends to be the most sophisticated view. The length may be fine, but how holidays are spent is the real issue. This is more challenging to defend, but very impressive when done well. Pick the position you can speak most convincingly about. Structure your answer with OREO framework, introduced in episode 1. O. State your stance clearly and confidently. R. First reason, fully explained, with a personal grounding. E. A genuinely different second reason, not the same point rephrased. Final O. Step back and offer a broader reflection, perhaps acknowledging the other side. Let's first look at a model yes answer. Personally, I do think the school holidays are long enough if we use them wisely. 4 main breaks give a reasonable rhythm across the year. The holidays give students a chance to rest and recharge. By the time the holidays arrive, most of us truly need that break. After a week of proper rest, I usually feel far more focused and ready to learn. Beyond rest, the holidays provide time to explore interests school doesn't have room for. I used the June holidays to read books I had been setting aside and to visit places with my family. If holidays were any shorter, I might not have had the mental space for those moments. Of course, the key lies in how we choose to spend that time. Holidays filled with extra tuition can feel just as exhausting as the school term. But when used thoughtfully, I believe the current length is sufficient. Notice how it opens with a clear stance, if we use them wisely, which immediately signals nuance. Reason 1 focuses on rest and recharging. Reason 2 focuses on personal interests, specifically experiences that classroom learning can't provide. The overall reflection acknowledges that holidays filled with tuition can feel exhausting, but takes the position that the length is sufficient when used thoughtfully. Now a model no answer. I do not think the school holidays are quite long enough, at least not in the way most students actually experience them. The reality for many students is that the holidays are not entirely free. A significant portion is spent at tuition or enrichment. By the time all of that is accounted for, the time left for actual rest can feel quite limited. I sometimes return to school after the holidays feeling like I never stopped. I also believe students need unstructured time without a schedule, to truly recharge. When I have had a few days with nothing planned, I have found myself trying new things and spending unhurried time with family. These moments feel deeply restorative, but they require a certain length of holiday to even be possible. If the purpose of school holidays is to rest, reflect, and return refreshed, then the current length may not always achieve that goal. Notice the opening, at least not in the way most students actually experience them. That phrase immediately shows sophistication. You're not just saying no, you're saying, here's the reality behind the number. Reason 1 is the tuition reality, specific, relatable. Reason 2 argues for unstructured time as restorative. The overall reflection is thoughtful, not angry, and ends with a measured concern rather than a complaint. Now the balanced view, the most sophisticated of the 3. This is a question I find difficult to answer, with a simple yes or no. In terms of the number of days, I think our holidays are reasonable in length. But in terms of how those days are actually experienced, I am not so sure they fully serve their purpose. We have 4 school holidays throughout the year, which provides a regular rhythm of rest within the school calendar. On the other hand, the culture of academic pressure means many students spend a large part of their holidays in tuition or revision. So while the calendar says holiday, the experience does not always feel like one. The issue may be less about the length and more about how we use that time. My view is this: if we could really use holidays for rest, family time, and personal growth, the current length is probably sufficient. But if holidays continue to resemble a compressed version of the school term, then even longer holidays might not solve the underlying problem. Open honestly. I find it difficult to answer with a simple yes or no. That's not weakness. It's intellectual honesty. The structure acknowledges the case for regular breaks, then immediately the counter. For many students, holidays don't feel like holidays due to academic culture. The reflection. If used as intended, the length is probably fine. But if they become a compressed school term, even more days won't solve the problem. That's a mature position. Again, the fastest way to elevate your oral test score is to upgrade your vocabulary. Instead of rest, say recharge, recuperate, restore my energy. Instead of holidays are busy, say it can feel just as demanding as the school term. Instead of learn new things, say explore things school doesn't have room for. Instead of I feel tired, say I feel mentally drained, or I am exhausted by the end of a school term. In your overall reflection, show you can see the other side. Use concession language such as, while I understand that, I can see why some might argue. However, that said, on reflection, to be fair, admittedly, these phrases signal to the examiner that you are a sophisticated thinker, someone who can thoughtfully weigh competing ideas. Next, let's prepare for possible follow-up questions. How do you usually spend holidays? Be specific and authentic. Share something real. Too much screen time? Give a balanced view, both benefits and risks. State your overall position clearly. What would you do with 2 extra weeks? Show personality. Be creative and explain why it matters. Do students forget what they've learned? Take that argument seriously, then weigh it against the benefits of rest. For an opinion question like this, the examiners are not looking for the correct answer. There is none. They want to see how you think. To score high, take a clear stance, grounded in real experience. Acknowledge the other side, and speak with conviction, regardless of your position. Finally, let's put it all together in 10 habits that help you ace English oral exam. Read the photo in 3 layers. Observe, interpret, connect. Open with a clear stance every time. Use OREO or WEFR to structure your answers. Give 2 genuinely different reasons. Connect to personal experience in every answer. Use sensory language for questions about personal experience. Use at least 1 concession phrase in your reflection. Prepare 2 sentences for possible follow-ups. Engage, eye contact, varied tone, warmth. And remember, no correct answer, only conviction and coherence. That concludes our 3-part series on English Oral SBC practice. Thanks for watching. Head over to smartpathsg.com to play our free PSLE practice game or join our community for more tips and resources. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week.